Okay, we're getting ready to pull this fork down. We're gonna pull out the whole lower assemblies. And we got two options on how to do that. We can pull the whole leg assembly out of the tree and then take it apart on the cow, where it's convenient. Or you can pull the lowers off right now and peek all the oil out in a cookie tray. What's that right there? That looks like a cookie tray.
We're gonna make cookies after this.
In the same tray?
Yes.
Of course. And so you got two different ways of doing it. The other thing I want to do is I wanted to make sure that we want to check the torque and see how tight these bearings are right now.
Yep.
Other thing is I got tools. So we got a couple different tools. Where's your tool at? So these are 12-inch crescent wrenches. Mine's a genuine crescent, and yours is what? Pretty close to the same thing. Okay, go ahead and pull the nut off. How do you pull this nut off?
Igo.
It's an Igo. It's not a genuine crescent then like mine. Or is this my proto? I forget. So you open this thing up all the way, pull the nut off, and it doesn't fit.
Oops.
Okay, then we got my crescent wrench. You go all the way out. And, oh, it fits.
Oh, it's even too big.
Why does mine go bigger than yours?
I don't know. What happened?
Because someone took this thing apart by pulling the pin out and put an extra thread in there.
Really?
So I got one more thread. So this makes it really weak, but it makes it work on big stuff.
Big old stuff.
So that's how you make a 12-inch crescent into a 14, which are hard to come by, but 12s are easy. Okay, that's the appropriate tool. Now, this is what kind of tool is this?
That's a Nipex.
Nipperex.
Knipex.
Knipex. I call it Nipex. So, you can call it Knipex.
I called it Nipex, but then they said that was wrong.
I also call them nippers, which is really wrong, but I like it.
The old nipperoonie.
Yeah, if you're Italian, it's a nipperoni. It might sound like macaroni, but it's different. Okay,
There's macaroni over there.
Okay, these are
Calvin.
adjustable.
Yes, sir.
See, these are adjustable, and these go straight. See how they go straight? They're also smooth. Now the Cobra wrench is really rough, but it goes straight. But the Cobra wrench, when you yank on it, will lock, so all you gotta do is pull and not hold. These, you have to hold them tight. If you don't, they open up on
That's not true. You have to push the right way.
No, these do not work that way. These are not Cobras. You push on these things and they don't lock.
You push the other way, it does lock.
I mean, this direction backwards, the way you're not supposed to work, it really doesn't hold at all this way. It really pulls my hand apart easily.
The opposite way, then.
The way I had it?
Yep.
You mean this way here?
And then if you do the pushing on this, right? It'll lock it.
I'm trying to tighten it. This is working backwards. We're trying to go, this would be a tightening direction. Okay, it does not lock, see? You can't lock it. Just no matter which way you do it, this does not lock, because this tool does not lock, unlike the Cobra tool with the rough edges does. So this tool here, you have to have a good grip and hold on and pull at the same time. So if you spend too much time pulling, you lose your grip, it doesn't work. So this tool's a nice tool, but you have to have some muscle to use it. It is not the Cobra tool. Now you can take this thing, turn it to full lock, and then loosen this up. That way the tree is being held. Otherwise you have to go this direction here. You have to turn this, hold it, and hold the handlebar at the same time. What a pain in the ass way of doing things. Okay, so that's how that works. Now, this is called fall away. There's not much resistance here. You know why? Because these bearings are worn.
Worn out.
Because it has 63,500 miles.
Yep, something like that.
That's your number.
You want to guess about the condition of the races in there?
Vintage. This is a tool. This is a hammer. If you take the tool and the hammer and combine them together, it becomes a new tool. It becomes an anti-lock tool. Okay, now, to adjust your front end for bearings, you're supposed to undo the lock bolts here so the sliders can move up and down. If you don't do that, you're taking the trees and you're going like this with them, depending if you're making it looser or tighter. Now we're going to make them tighter, so we're going to squeeze it this way, which means the trees will bend. So if you loosen these up, make your adjustment and retighten these, theoretically, the tubes are sliding in the tree and the tree just staying parallel to each other like they're supposed to. Do you think that ever happens? Sometimes. So if you go in here and loosen these up a little bit, the correct socket helps. There's the correct one. We can make an adjustment here. Oh, you know how much torque was on these? Ready? About that much.
What does that feel like?
Tight.
Yeah.
They were tight. Okay, so now that that's loosened up there, theoretically they'll slide up and down like they're supposed to. Now we can take our nippers, nipperex, nip picks, whatever name you want. See, when they bottom out in here, it means your fingers don't get pinched. I like that, but it also means you can't tighten it down. So you have to find the sweet spot where it gets tight. There, that's the spot. Now, if you got them way up here, it's hard to put a grip on them. If you put them right here, you got more leverage. See how you can really get tight? You can hold it and push at the same time. But you got two grips going this way, and then you're shoving with your palm to make it move. That's how you do it. Now, if you go to full lock, it helps. Okay, now right now, the nut is where? It's straight. So you got a pretty good idea how much we're going to move it. Ready? This thing's pretty tight. It's not affecting this at all. See, it's pretty loose.
Mm-hmm.
This nut cannot be this tight to move. So why the FLT parts not work, I don't know. There's a lot of torque. It ain't locked, it's me doing it. Okay. Okay, that does not appear to make any bit of difference. So why is a stem nut not torquing a stem closer together? That is an unknown situation. It's like it's bottomed out, which is not going to be a good way of adjusting your fork. See, where's my good crescent at? Where'd the crescent go?
Yeah, right here, does it? No, it's right here. Up right here.
Okay. Crescent wrench. This I don't have to worry about holding it tighter. That is extremely tight. Not making a difference. That should be pulling things together, it is not. So this is bottomed out on this somehow. So we gotta take this apart, figure out why it's bottoming out and not tightening like it's supposed to. Something's not made right here. So, at least now that we know this, because we didn't know that until I tried tightening this, that there's a problem. There's a problem.
I gotta tell you, it feels loosey-goosey. Like, when we were putting it back together, I wanted to go tighter than what spec was because it did not like.
It's loose, but this thing should be tightened up relatively easily because it's supposed to be compressing the fork together, and these tubes are supposed to slide up in the tree. Right now, this pressure here will more than bend this tree. This is bottomed out in the stem mechanism. There's a shoulder in here, it's bottomed out hard against it. That ain't how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to have more, you're supposed to have more adjustable ability, clearance on your adjustment than what the bearings need to be tight.
Right.
You're supposed to bottom out a bearing.
It's supposed to be able to make it tighter than you should be able to.
It's supposed to bottom out a bearing, not on the actual mechanics of the stem. This is backwards. So I don't know what the deal is, but it ain't right. We got to fix that. That's 100% for sure. But now we know that's a problem too. Okay, so our option now is, do we want to pull this leg out, or do we want to pull out the slider guts out and yank it out?
Let's hit it with the zip gun when it's in there and let her drain out.
Okay, let's get those two. We'll be right back.
All right.